So we've spent some time talking in previous sections about how you engage your audience online, how law firms are taking advantage of, in many cases, a lot of the tools that we've discussed, conceptually using sites with relational content, with deep links and with a lot of engaging information to engage users online, and looking at how law firms are beginning to move down the path of exploring some of these new technologies in the ways that the ABA discussed it, starting to do what your clients have been doing for a number of years and using new technologies to create engaging forums online. Now what we're going to look at is how you get started within a firm. How do you take some of these ideas and some of these programs and test them out? How do you move them forward so that your firm is better at engagement marketing? Three topics we're going to talk about here. First, start with practice leader buy-in and put it in their terms. I'm going to talk in a minute about why we say practice group when we think about getting these programs off as opposed to entire firm level marketing. But thinking for a minute here about putting it in the practice leader terms, we did an interesting study earlier this year of 40 managing partners and executive directors. This was a survey that we did where we asked basically, how are you as far as your satisfaction with your firm's marketing efforts? Are you satisfied? And in a time when there's dramatic increase in marketing spend, 30% increase in marketing spend 2006 over 2005, where it's more and more difficult to differentiate one firm from another, where competition is becoming more and more fierce every day, we were surprised to find that 2/3 of the AmLaw 200 managing partners and executive directors that we surveyed were actually either very satisfied or satisfied with their marketing efforts and their business development efforts. When we then asked the follow-up question, which is what would you change? What would you like to focus on to be better in your marketing and business development efforts? That was when the flood of information came back to us. We heard things like this. They wanted to adopt a more coordinated, proactive, strategic approach, be better at cross-selling and service area penetration, better at differentiating the firm, focusing better on industries, focusing better on leveraging reputation to win clients, focusing direct efforts on client and market opportunities, integrating better, being more proactive, more targeted, and using greater teamwork and coordination. All of these things are ideas that are served well. These are needs that are served well by an integrated marketing approach, and an approach that takes advantage of all these different technologies and ideas to engage your audiences online. Because think what you're trying to do. You're trying to pull together content and target it at groups in a way that will actually pull them in, and as the marketing professionals from Intel say, wanting to speak with your audience online as opposed to speaking to them. That is the approach of this integrated marketing idea where you're engaging clients online. So think about taking all these things that they're looking for. You put that not in terms of marketing programs, but in terms of creating a more coordinated approach to your audiences, creating a more targeted approach for your audiences, leveraging teamwork and coordination better, and providing more value to increase your penetration and reputation. All of those things are what an engagement marketing program gets you, and these are the terms that your practice group leaders and your managing partners and executive directors use to describe what they're looking for from marketing and business development. Second, prove the model with a single progressive committed practice or industry group before you move on. Set clear, specific measures of success, and then when you meet those measures of success, leverage those into additional programs later on. I'll give you a great example here. The Torys video podcast program began as an experiment of the mergers and acquisitions practice within Torys. It's now something used by trusts and estates, structured finance, technology, life science, and antitrust practices, as well as the recruiting efforts of the firm. So huge success, new clients, became the foundation for what is now basically a firm-wide program. But it didn't begin as a firm-wide program. It began as a successful practice-level program. Another example, Sutherland, Asbill, and Brennan. I mentioned their liquefied natural gas law blog. Huge success of this blog, created community online, #1 rankings in Google. That success was leveraged into the creation of 10, 15, 20 other mini sites and blogs and other programs like that, targeted integrated marketing around engagement with communities online. This is another example, the Securities Offering Reform Resource Center, and you see the results that they get in the search engine rankings as well. Securities Offering Reform, the SEC comes up first, Sutherland, Asbill, and Brennan comes up second, only to the agency who develops the Securities Offering Reform recommendations. Again, just an aside on search engine optimization, Securities Offering Reform, you'll notice, is in the title of the page, in the body of the page, and also in the URL of the page. Then finally, every firm has people and practices and techniques that are engaging today. Discover those, leverage those. If they're engaging offline, figure out how to turn those into an online program. For example, if you have an event that you run today that's a hugely successful event where your clients come to it, think about taking that event online. Think about taking that content, the video, presentations, and everything and bring it online. If you have a partner who's a phenomenal public speaker, take that partner online. Let's see video presentations from that partner online. If you have a partner in a particular practice that is a great writer of deep, cutting-edge thoughts, but somebody who works through issues more slowly, that's somebody who's probably ripe for a white paper or an article that would be engaging with a particular target audience online. If you have another partner who is one of these prolific writers who just shoots out lots of small emails on topics and understands issues very quickly, doesn't want to sit down and work through things in detail, but wants to just contribute, that's somebody who might be ripe for taking that online as a blog. So there are online and offline versions of whatever is engaging within your partnership structure, within the firm as it stands today. Think about what you have and how to leverage that online. And that's really what it comes down to. So I hope that you've gotten something out of this presentation of engaging your audience online. I hope you have been engaged. I hope this has been thought-provoking and that you have been able to come away with some ideas that you can take back to your firm, some possibly long-term, some that you can potentially employ today in terms of the way that you're reaching your audience. We very much appreciate your time. Enjoy spending it with you. Best of luck.